What happens when the man without fear goes toe-to-toe with the richest family in America? Well, let's hop into the pages of Daredevil issue number 17 and find out for ourselves, shall we? So, picking up from where the last issue left off, Matt and Elektra had a falling out after their successful robbery of the Stormwind family. They had taken billions of dollars, but Elektra wanted to keep $1 billion for herself. This didn't gel with Matt. After all, he wanted to be Robin Hood, not Rob the Hood. And how is Hell's Kitchen doing right now? Well, a lot better. All that money got put into very necessary charities, small businesses, even a small local law firm that, wouldn't you know it, Matt Murdock still just so happened to own. Naturally, he doesn't want to keep the money for himself. He wants to give it away, and he knows exactly who to. The long-suffering mother of the man whom he accidentally killed when this story started. Here's the thing, though. Matt tries to play it cool, but the lady sees through him completely. Her other son, the one that Matt is working as a parole officer for right now, pretty much told her everything. Not that she would need to, she knows that Matt is riddled with guilt right now, and everything he's been doing this whole series has basically been one giant act of penance and self-punishment. She doesn't take the money, but she does give Matt a hug and even forgives him, which he was not ready for when all of this started. Forgiveness doesn't bring Matt much peace, and money does very little to stop the bloodshed in Hell's Kitchen. Hammerhead is tearing the place apart since Izzy Libris let him in. But hey, on top of being the Italian mob's #1 matriarch in all of Hell's Kitchen, Izzy's also a small business owner, meaning that she too got a lot of money recently. And in a perfect summation of just how different she is than Hammerhead, she used this money to buy out all of his henchmen. After all, they're not exactly loyal to a guy as volatile as him. Izzy may have chased the wolf from the henhouse, but now that she's taken care of Hammerhead, regained her territory, and more or less taken over his, she's only a bigger target now for the Owl, who, instead of going to war with Izzy, who still refuses to see Owlsley as the brand new Kingpin, opts instead to kidnap her granddaughter, the daughter of the woman that Matt just so happened to be having an affair with. Now, when Foggy Nelson finds out what Matt's been doing, he's livid. He actually did think that his friend was honest this time when he said he changed, but no, he's still doing the same old dangerous Daredevil stuff. He's just doing it without a costume now and thinking that makes a difference. It doesn't really get hit home for our hero until he has a conversation with the local street preacher saying, yeah, all that money is good and everything for such an impoverished area as Hell's Kitchen, but there's a famous saying, there's no such thing as a free lunch, and sooner or later, whoever actually owns that money is gonna come a-callin'. Which essentially means Matt Murdock once again painted a giant target on the back of his friends, family, and even the nun that he's been spilling his guts to the last little bit. If nothing else, though, Matt's plan of attack is clearer now than ever. To protect everyone, to protect Hell's Kitchen, he needs to take the fight directly to the Stormwinds. And hey, what are the odds? They're having a fancy gala ball. The theme is creepy, eyes wide shut Venetian masks, and because Matt was a former mayor, people just kinda let him in wherever he wants. Kingpin was invited too, but he's still licking his wounds after the Stormwinds almost killed him in a previous issue. Another fun thing about a mask party is that Daredevil can pretty much go right up to the Stormwinds and interrogate them without them having any idea who he is. And this is the best part right here. The Stormwinds are so arrogant, so pompous, and so full of themselves, they just answer Matt's questions. The real horrible truth is that what they've been doing had nothing to do with Hell's Kitchen, had nothing to do with Matt or the Kingpin. It's just a tale as old as time. Pay the police to not do their jobs, which means crime rates go up, which means real estate prices go way down, and people like the Stormwinds are able to swoop on in and buy up the whole city. Flip it and make a huge profit off the back of it, regardless of who gets hurt along the way. Yeah, that's right, it was all about money. They really didn't care. Yeah, no doomsday cult, no death ray, no Shakespearean blood feud, just pure predatory capitalism at its finest. Even Matt's taken aback by just how nonchalant they are about all of this, but he has bigger fish to fry right now as he gets the call from Mindy that her daughter's been taken by the Owl. Now, the Stormwinds might be arrogant, but they're certainly not stupid. They know full well the devil of Hell's Kitchen is on their case right now, and well, that's just bad for business. Luckily, though, what's good for business is keeping a couple of hard cases on retainer just for these sorts of situations. Who's that fella? He comes highly recommended. Lester something. Ah, yes, Bullseye. And so that was Daredevil issue number 17, everybody, and once again Chip Zdarsky manages to weave one hell of a story tapestry. So many themes get touched on in this issue and in this series as a whole: greed, faith, duty. Matt's so far out of his comfort zone, and yet he's becoming something he totally doesn't recognize, and I think there's a subtle visual touch in that too, with the very supervillain-esque looking mask he dons for the costume party. By far though, it's Foggy Nelson who gets the line of the issue when he says, "Matt, you're an addict, you're addicted to danger, and because you're not getting your kicks as Daredevil anymore, you had to do something even more dangerous and put even more people in harm's way." I really begin to appreciate the Stormwinds too as villains this issue, mainly because they just don't care about Daredevil or his Hell's Kitchen or anything for that matter. Their destructive apathy and arrogance is just sickening. It makes my skin crawl, and it really makes me want to see the hero get the better of them. Overall, I'd give this one another very positive 9 out of 10. This is just the series that keeps on giving, I tell ya.
Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cape Joel again, and if you're seeing me right now, it means you watched to the end of the video, of which I will always be appreciative of. It really helps with retention and all that other good YouTube stuff. If you really like my work, you can check me out on social media. I have links down in the description of the video you're watching right now to all my different socials. I got the Twitter, I got the Instagram, I got the Facebook. I'm very easy to be reached, and if you follow me there, you can be the first to know about when a new video goes live. And with that, I will bid you all adieu. Bye-bye.